Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Thanks for being here this morning. It's a beautiful, sunny, warm day, and I hope that you're enjoying the weather, the life that you have created wherever you are. It's so nice to have this time with you, and I just want to welcome you. Welcome our new women. We've got people joining us all the time from all around the world, and just know that you're appreciated. I just want you to know that, and that you're here for each other. Use this place, use this opportunity to talk to one another, find new friends, and just feel like you're not on this journey alone. We're all on this in this together. Now, my cup of tea this morning is one of my teas that I picked up while I was traveling from Sweden. It's called Super Tea. And actually, it's got this really cool ingredient called Gotu Cola, which is apparently a mysterious herb that I've never heard of that is used for longevity and good health in parts of Asia. So if you know about that one, let me know. But anyway, I'm drinking my beautiful super tea and in my lovely orange mug. It feels like spring. It's a good time. Anyway, so welcome again. Now, I wanted to mention to you that we have a new deck of cards. It's now available again. We actually had sold out of it. These cards are beautiful. They're 46 inspirational cards. They're actually designed by a wonderful artist, and on the other side is a sentence or two, paragraph that I wrote to kind of support the theme of these cards. The deck is called Aging Beautifully, and it's, like I said, not very much to do with aging or being beautiful. It's all to do with just living this time of your life in some kind of a balance and making this transition in joy. So I'll leave the details of the where to get below, but there's a lot of really beautiful messages like this one, Search for Meaning, which we do all the time. But here we are together, and I have a topic today that I think is going to touch a nerve. This is my perspective on this. Now, it was actually written by Martha Bodyfelt, who is actually one of our bloggers who writes about divorce and recovering from divorce or moving forward. But this article is really about a bigger topic that is related to divorce and about the issues in moving ahead in your life, but also just things that we do as women, I think, more than we probably should. And that is apologize. Now, how many times have you bumped into someone and said, "Oh, I'm sorry," or someone's started to talk to you about something and you've apologized for, "I'm sorry to hear that," or you tried to say something, vent something on your mind, and people have been listening, and then you say, "Oh, sorry, I'm rambling." Make apologies for yourself, and I think we do it too much. Now I think Martha really does get to the heart of why this is, though. And the more I think about it, the more I tend to agree. That is, we're raised as children to be caregivers. Think about how our moms, and fathers taught us, be a good little girl, help mommy do this, or, help your sister, help your brother, be nice to people. It's that, not that those aren't good values, but they were done in a way that we felt like we wanted to always please other people. We wanted to get their sort of their respect and their acceptance and their admiration. We worked hard in school to get good grades because we wanted to be graded well. We wanted to be perceived to be smart, to be capable, to be talented. And so we had this whole thing about doing everything to be a good child, to be a good young adult, to be a good worker. And then when we got married, of course, or when we got into relationships, we were always trying to be the perfect partner. So we did everything we could to avoid conflict and to, take on the responsibilities for things that might have not been your fault. Society in general, I think, puts a very unrealistic, view of what is right and wrong, that we have to do things certain ways in order for society to accept us. And we just took on this apologetic frame of mind as a way of not disappointing others, taking on other people's responsibilities and other people's mistakes or their own regrets. Somehow we felt if we could take it all on, we would make the world a better place, even when it wasn't your fault. When you bump into someone, if they bump into you, you don't have to apologize. The British are so good at this. When I lived in England, I've had excellent training. When you go there, it's like you bump into someone and you say, "Oh, sorry, everything is sorry." And it's that kind of apologetic frame of mind that helps you, that makes you feel like you don't have a voice, that everything you're saying is somehow muted by an apology, muted by a condition. And, so you find yourself saying things like, I'm sorry, or forgive me, or whatever, when you don't really need to do it. So I think there's some really dangers to this. One is that it's like shows people that you are prepared to take on their guilt or take on their issues. And especially in a relationship, I think this becomes very, very powerful. That if you keep saying you're sorry or apologizing or, it's my fault, then that gives them permission to consider that you don't have a voice and that you are opening yourself to being abused psychologically, and inviting them in a way to disrespect you. And I think this isn't true of everybody, of course, but I think for a lot of women in relationships that have gone bad or that have turned out not to be what they expected, that was part of it. You started by apologizing and taking on the guilt of other people. Constantly apologizing also makes it harder for you to stand up for yourself, for you to have a voice, for you to have a point of view. Because if you always are apologizing and putting conditions like I'm rambling or excuse me for interrupting or whatever you might say, you actually are saying to someone, my views are not that important anyway, so go ahead, interrupt me. It's okay. You're more important. Now, this is exaggerating, of course, but you get the theme here of what apologizing in an excessive way can do for you. Finally, you're putting someone else's plans and dreams and hopes in front of yours. I mean, how many times has someone said to you, your dreams are just as important as anybody else's, go ahead and speak your voice? Very rarely does that happen. But by constantly doing it for someone else, you're saying your dreams, your priorities are more important than mine. I think this is super powerful. So there's some options, and Martha gives all these in the article, which I encourage you to read. It's a good read. But she says, for example, if someone bumps into you, and you have to, you push them back or accidentally, you say something like, excuse me, but I need to get through. In other words, my needs are important. Excuse me, I need to get through. Or you just say, excuse me. You don't have to apologize. Another thing is if someone else is making you feel like you're sort of, helping them with their pain, you can say, instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry that you're going through that, you can say, it sounds like you're having a bit of a challenge with that. Is there anything that we can do to talk it through? We can talk it through together. I have a valuable point of view, so do you. So instead of saying, oh, I'm really sorry that you're going through that, which is what saying that you're more important than I am, it's really important. If someone else is angry, and you say, oh, I'm really sorry that you're feeling that way, that's one way to say it. But you can also just say, I'm here if you need something. You can count on me. And just saying those things in that way puts your strength and your contribution forward. I mean, there are some times like when something happens to someone, you just want to say, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And that's okay. I mean, if that, it's not apologizing. I'm just so sorry to hear that. But then you can add, let me know if I can help, or I'm here to help you any way that I can. So it's combining the genuine sorry, being regretful or feeling empathy for someone, and at the same time saying, I have something to give. I think it's a really cool point. So, miscommunications, you don't have to admit it was your fault. You can just say, thanks for your patience. If I turn up a bit late, you don't have to say, I'm sorry for being late. Just say, thanks for your patience. These are all, positive statements, but in a way that put you in a stronger position. I think this is really cool information. I mean, I do you think you're too apologetic? I think a lot of women do. And I know I've been through this phase in my life, and I still do it. I really do. It's almost a force of nature. But if you feel that you're too apologetic, tell me about how you've dealt with that, how you feel, and what you might have done to try a different approach. I actually was going through my cards here to find one that I think it's, which one it is now, but I found one earlier that was, don't take it all too seriously. This is the card that because honestly, I think we're just showing how incredibly serious we are taking life if we keep apologizing for it. So I found this card. This is the one. It says, don't take it all too seriously. Lighten up a little bit. And it says here, You know, we all feel overwhelmed at times. The next time you feel like this, take a step back and laugh at the ridiculousness of all this. You know, this big, crazy world that we call life. You know, smile warmly, breathe deeply, and then act. Let your light-hearted heart lift you and make the world around you a better place. Don't bring it down with apologies and regrets. Bring it up with smiles and positivity. Easy to say, I know, but it's worth trying. So let me know what you do if you feel that you're being overly apologetic. What do you do to change the dialogue? Thanks everybody for being here. I hope that you've had a good day today. Check out our website, 60andme.com. Have a look at the link for these inspirational cards if you're interested. And just know that I appreciate you here every single day and look forward to talking with you all again soon. Bye-bye for now.